Don't make an issue of my womanhood. We're here for work, all of us. Let's not waste any time.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 classic Hollywood actresses of all time.
You see, I can't discuss it over the phone. It's got a lot of angles to it. You better come up and see me.
For this list, we'll be looking at the greatest leading ladies from Hollywood's golden age. If we missed any of your favourite slapstick comedians or femme fatales, let us know in the comments below. Number 10, Elizabeth Taylor.
I hear you've been saying that you're going to win the raffle, are you?
Oh, of course I'm to win.
You know.
From child actress to violet-eyed bombshell, Elizabeth Taylor had one of the most prominent careers and lives in Hollywood history. She was one of the rare classic actresses who made the transition from studio-controlled asset to much talked about celeb in the new Hollywood era.
On your knees.
Dare ask the proconsul of the Roman Empire?
I asked it of Julius Caesar. I demand it of you.
Her many marriages delighted Hollywood gossip columnists, but her talent should have eclipsed all. In films like A Place in the Sun, her looks are luminous, absolutely lighting up the screen. But in other films like Suddenly, Last Summer, she shows that she has the acting chops to match that stunning beauty.
Cut the truth out of my brain. Is that what you want, Aunt Vi? Well, you can't. Not even God can change the truth.
Number 9, Marilyn Monroe.
I think he just craved a little affection. You know, a sense of being loved and needed and wanted.
That's a very interesting point of view.
Perhaps one of the most recognizable Hollywood actresses today, Marilyn Monroe has an image that stayed around for decades. Throughout the 1950s, she was a huge sex symbol and represented massive amounts of money for the movie industry. But when remembering those aspects of Monroe's life and persona, it's easy to forget what a capable performer she really was.
I couldn't aspire to anything higher.
She was hyper aware of how she looked on screen and used that to her advantage in everything from noir to comedy. She was an incredibly skilled comedian, turning in hilarious performances in musical comedies of the era. But she also could turn in captivating dramatic performances when called to do so. We lost her too soon, and we'll always think of what could have been.
When you win, you lose. You know, when you're hard.
Well, you're free. Maybe the trouble is you're not used to it yet.
No, the trouble is I always end up back where I started.
Number 8, Grace Kelly.
Anything else bothering you?
Who are you?
A woman so beautiful, she became a literal princess. Grace Kelly gained prominence as an actress in the early 1950s, but it wasn't until her collaborations with Alfred Hitchcock that the Grace Kelly we know today would solidify in the culture.
I hope you tried to bluff me, Mr. Roby, and then I can have the fun of telling you how clever I was.
Kelly made 3 movies with Hitchcock: Dial M for Murder, Rear Window, and To Catch a Thief. Her prominence and presence in these films makes you think that she would have had a long, lucrative acting career ahead of her. But she left position at the ripe age of 26 to marry Prince Rainier III of Monaco. Kelly died tragically in a car accident at 52, but we'll always remember her grace on screen.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I didn't mean it that way.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's a natural mistake.
Number 7, Joan Crawford.
You noble wives and mothers bore the brains out of me. I'll bet you bore your husbands, too.
You are a hard one, aren't you?
Oh, I can be soft on the right occasion.
Often controversial and always opinionated, Joan Crawford went through many transformations over her decades-long career. She became a massive star in the 1930s, often playing young women down on their luck who come into money or love. By the end of the decade, the public seemed to have turned against her, but in the mid-1940s, she staged a comeback and won an Oscar.
You take my breath away.
Do I? I like you, Monty. You make me feel... I don't know. Warm.
Wanted. Beautiful.
Yes.
That sort of gumption defined Crawford in her personal life as much as it did publicly. But by the 1970s, she had shied away from public life. But we'll always remember that rags to riches gal.
You look down on me because I work for a living, don't you? You always have. All right, I work. I cook food and sell it and make a profit on it. Which I might point out you're not too proud to share with me.
Number 6, Mae West. If anyone in the golden age of Hollywood was going to speak their mind, it was Mae West.
Why don't you come up sometime, see me? I'm home every evening.
The vaudeville actress turned stage actress turned movie star had no problem telling you what she thought, and her screen persona reflected that very independence. West was one of Hollywood's original sex symbols, and had a knack for turning social norms on their head.
I'll tell you this much, you're gonna like what I got in mind.
She was powerful and sexy, and she wasn't afraid to show it. She had an over 70-year career on screen and stage, but she really shines in pre-code films like I'm No Angel and She Done Him Wrong, where she can really cook.
Maybe I ain't got no soul.
Oh, yes you have. But you keep it hidden under a mask. You'll wake up and find it sometime. Haven't you ever met a man that can make you happy?
Sure. Lots of times.
Number 5, Judy Garland.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Is there anyone who we associate more with our childhoods than Judy Garland? But even if she hadn't taken us somewhere over the rainbow in The Wizard of Oz, there's no doubt Garland would have been a star. Garland started out as a child actress in numerous films with fellow star Mickey Rooney, and then graduated to more adult-focused musicals.
Sun is shining, come on, get happy. Lord is waiting to take your hand. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. We're going to the promised land.
She was mired by a number of health and personal struggles off-screen, and had an almost eerily vulnerable screen presence. When you're watching Judy Garland, it often feels like you're really watching her, not a character she's playing. Despite her struggles, she continued to have a lucrative career long after The Wizard of Oz, before dying tragically at age 47.
There's just no let up the livelong night and day.
Number 4, Bette Davis. Being an unlikable woman on screen ain't no picnic, but Bette Davis made it look cool.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Known for her enormous, stunning eyes, Davis took to playing unsympathetic roles like other actresses took to romantic leads. She had a depth to her that made those characters leap off screen, and often made you sympathise with their plight. Not that Davis would have cared if you did or not.
I detest cheap sentiment.
Despite her tendency for those types of roles, however, she had a versatility that allowed her to play in everything from romantic dramas to horror films. With a career that boasts roughly 100 acting credits, there's no doubt she was one of the best actresses of her day.
You can never lose your talent, he used to tell me. You can lose everything else, but you can't lose your talent.
Number 3, Audrey Hepburn.
Are you sure you don't want to tell me your name?
Positive. I'm having much too much fun.
Being a movie star is hard enough, but taking on the burden of fashion icon alongside that's Audrey Hepburn for you. Hepburn had a distinctive look that differed from the other stars of the day. She exuded a style and beauty that appealed to young women and was something they wished to emulate.
You can always tell what kind of a person a man really thinks you are by the earrings he gives you. I must say the mind reels.
On screen, she could be high class, likeable, and funny, sliding right into romantic comedies and musicals with ease. She was nominated for an Academy Award 5 times over her career, winning for her delightful turn in Roman Holiday. Her look has a timeless quality to it that keeps her legacy strong today.
You look absolutely fabulous. How does it feel?
It feels wonderful, but it's not me.
The hair, the dress, it's perfection. You see how much we accomplish when you appear.
Number 2, Ingrid Bergman. If there was ever a definition for cinema, it would be Ingrid Bergman on screen.
Oh, you love me. Why didn't you tell me before?
Bergman experienced one of the most illustrious careers in all of cinema. She had great success in Hollywood in the US, but also found acclaim in the films of Italian director Roberto Rossellini. She often played troubled women, strong women who had to fight through inner and outer demons to achieve what they wanted.
I'm always losing things and hiding things, and I can never find them. I don't know where I put them. That was a knife, wasn't it? And I have lost it. I must look for it, mustn't I? If I don't find it, you'll put me in the madhouse.
She was a master of letting her vulnerability shine through, even in her moments of strength. Somehow, being able to see the cracks underneath her power only made her seem stronger. Her most remembered film today is Casablanca, in which she is absolutely luminous.
When I said I would never leave you,
And you never will.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Lauren Bacall, the voice of a generation.
You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
Greta Garbo, a tragic heroine for the ages.
Doctor, if you can't make me live, how can he?
No, no. Don't say such things, Marguerite. You'll live. You must live.
Perhaps it's better if I live in your heart, where the world can't see me.
Rita Hayworth, the love goddess we always wanted.
One night she started to shim and shake. That brought on the Frisco quakes.
Lana Turner, Hollywood glamour personified.
Well, I feel better acquainted now, don't you?
I just feel better.
Marlene Dietrich, a pre-code vixen.
May I have this? Of course.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Katharine Hepburn. With perhaps one of the most instantly recognizable voices in Hollywood, Katharine Hepburn made sure her voice was heard.
Are you always much too busy?
What for?
I was wondering about this afternoon.
Sorry.
Tomorrow afternoon?
What's on your mind?
The actress appeared in a range of films over her 60-year career, taking control in everything from screwball comedy to Tennessee Williams adaptations. But one thing about Hepburn always remained constant. Her characters were often strong-willed and stubborn, unwilling to take no for an answer and happy to let you hear about it.
Now, if you're going to be angry with me, what can I do?
Go away.
No, I was here first.
In her real life, it seems that Hepburn was very similar to her screen persona. She never backed down from a challenge, using the late half of her career to take on difficult material she wouldn't have touched before. She was all we could ask for from a leading lady.
I dressed my maids as Amazons and rode bare-breasted halfway to Damascus. Louis had a seizure and I damn near died of windburn. But the troops were dazzled.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.